help me when my voice goes out or when I forget something that I need to tell you. The kids are excited about Space Camp. We're counting down the days. We're getting ready to go. And it is a really fun trip. Get everything in the right place before you go. It's great. What we do there, it is not just a fun park. It's not just a place to go and play. We go and we actually learn something. We have classes daily, all day, and then they have some fun. They have 3 or 4 rides that they ride and things to see. There's museums there that we have activities inside. But I know several of you have been before, so raise your hand if you have been. Just one. Maybe some of the ones that haven't been here have been, or are not here, rather, have been before. Okay. Well, the first thing that you need to know, when you arrive on Monday morning, we need you there a little bit before 7. The buses are scheduled to be there at 7. They are chartered buses, and the kids have not signed up for who they would like to sit beside yet, but we'll know that, right before Space Camp, what bus they'll be on. They'll either ride on the purple or the gold bus, and that will be noted by the purple paper on whichever bus it is. And if you're riding the bus with us, then whichever color bus your child is on, that's the one you're going to get on. We want them to load their things on the bus that they're riding on, just because there have been times that the buses have gotten separated. Not many.
Only once I can remember in years.
Yeah, it's been a long time ago, so they got they've gotten better, and it is, these drivers are people who have driven, now y'all gonna listen too, as you're going. These drivers have driven for us almost every year, a lot of them, so they kind of know us and know the routine. Now, before all of that, you have to help your child pack. And there's a way to pack for Space Camp to help your child be more organized. They need a suitcase that either rolls or is easy to carry. Boys don't tend to take as much as girls do, but this is not, for you girls, this is not really a trip where we stand in there and do our hair all day and all of that, It's get up and go, you're at camp. The adults might need to get in there. Some of us need to get in there. It takes some time. But anyway, it's not that kind of trip, so don't take a bunch of stuff to have a sleepover party. It's not that kind of thing. You're going to be really tired at the end of the day. We get up about 7 or so, and we leave our place that we slept, and we get out and we go eat breakfast about 7:30, and we don't come back to that place until about 9:30 or 10 at night. So you're going to classes all day. In these things that you're loading, you need a suitcase that either rolls or is easy to carry, and on one side, if you didn't get the handouts, on one side I've put what you need to put in the suitcase, and that's not everything that's on the list. Your child may have something that they need because maybe they wear contacts, maybe they have needs that other people don't have. So if they have certain kinds of things that they need to use, then you'll add that to the list. But the main thing is the suitcase goes on the bus the morning that we get at the high school, and it doesn't come off until we get to Space Camp. And they're not letting the kids go into them if there's something that they needed. So for 6 hours, your child's going to be on a bus somewhat. We'll stop in between, but they're going to be on a bus, and they need what they need for that ride in the other piece of luggage that you take. Most kids just take their backpack from school. They'll dump out what they usually take to school and load it up with what they need on the bus. You need snacks, because you'll get hungry. The snacks you can't take like peanuts and things like that with hulls and shells. That's a bus rule. We can't do that. if you take drinks, you have to have the twist top lids on the bus. It's just to keep down the problems. We go up and down the aisles and try to take up trash and things like that to try to keep it neat, because they do charge us if we leave a big mess. So keep that in mind as you're going to try to clean up after yourself. In the backpack, one of the main things that you need to put is their money for lunch on Wednesday. When we come back, that will stay on the bus. They'll lock it up in the compartments overhead. Before we get off the bus at Space Camp, they'll have us put everything in those compartments, and it'll be locked at the hotel or wherever the bus driver is staying. So the things that are in that backpack don't need to go into Space Camp most of the time anyway. It's their games and their cards and books and music and all of that. They're not allowed to have electronics at Space Camp. Cell phones, we don't want cell phones for on the trip, and the reason is it causes problems between the two buses, texting and things like that, and we want them to get to know the people on the bus. So if you need them to call you from Space Camp, there are phones in the hallways at Space Camp, and we suggest that you get a prepaid phone card and let them call from there. If it's an emergency, we'll have cell phones. Parents, you can take your cell phones. And as you can see, if you'll flip through there, there's a bunch of you going. Lots of women, lots of men, when you count the Sylvan Hills men. There are 99 people going to Space Camp. It's a bunch. So, well, I don't know. We've had more.
Go before.
Yeah.
But what we get tickled at is we have almost as many parents.
We do. We do. It's fun.
It always amazes me. Okay, we have 52 children and 51 parents.
It's fun.
I know.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, something that someone was talking about,
Y'all listen, students, y'all need to listen, not talk right now.
you load your own luggage. Because we have kids get there and go, I don't know what bus it is. My mama put it on the bus. I don't know if it got on Go Bus. I don't know where my luggage is. And we're at Space Camp trying to get in there. So you put your luggage on the bus. So you know exactly where you put it, okay? And parents, if you're driving, do not take your child's luggage with you. Do not take their lunch with you. Because you will not be on time.
It's too easy to pull through Sonic
You know,
or something,
you'll stop, and y'all will have the leisure to do that, whereas we don't. But then we'll get to lunch, and y'all aren't there, and your child has no lunch. Or we get to Space Camp, and you got lost, or something, and we're checking in, and your child doesn't have anything. And then they're all in a frenzy, and they don't know where you are, and you can't get on Space Camp because you weren't with us when we checked in, if you're staying on campus. So try to stay close to us, and you kids, you have to be responsible for your things, okay? So if you can't carry it, don't take it, okay?
They really kind of herd us like cattle
They
when we
do.
get off the
Minute we get
bus.
off that bus.
Bus drivers pull that stuff off the bus, and the people are meeting us at the gate, and they're saying, get your stuff and come on. And so what we kind of want you to do, the rolling backpack really works well if you'll put, they can take their pillow on the bus and take it off the bus to take in, but if you put their clothes and things and bedding in the suitcase, sleeping bag if it needs to go, it could lay right on top of the suitcase and roll with them. You know, maybe have a bungee cord or something. But make it to where it's real easy for them to grab it and go. And, you know, we'll go up down steps and things like that. So people the size of Novelin may have a hard time with that, y'all. So think about how you're going to move your stuff, okay? We love Novelin. Okay. Now, most of this you can just look at and read. If you have any questions, you can email me about it. I put chapstick on there. Y'all laugh at that, but that is the windiest place. Space Camp, you just get chapped. And so I would suggest everybody have chapstick, because we have kids going, hey, you got any chapstick? We're going, yes. So think about that. When you get to the high school too, Mr. Bill Aldridge is in charge of parking at the high school. If you're going with us, parents, you need to park your cars after you unload. You can unload your things up by a small gym, and when the buses arrive, then you can put it on. but you need to park your car to leave at CAC if you're gonna leave it there down in the lower parking lot, on spaces that are not marked. Students and parents, you need a lunch on Monday. You need to bring a lunch and 2 drinks. We don't drive through anywhere on Monday, so you gotta have that. Parents, you are welcome to do that. Just kind of stay with us. We'll be at Corinth, maybe, we hope, no more than an hour. We tried to cut it down a little bit so we're not there so early, because we have to wait a little while to not get to Space Camp too early, so that we can check in when we get there.
I have a question.
Okay.
Going back to when you were talking about the chapstick and it being windy and everything, are they allowed to bring like baseball hats? Is it sunny? Do they
Yes,
need like
they can wear a
hats
hat.
and sunscreen?
They can wear a hat, and we'll talk about clothing. Let's
Okay,
talk
sorry.
about that. No, I need to bring up clothing. Okay, are you listening? Clothing, I know how some of you are, because I got kids like you. But on this trip, we tell the kids they have to wear khaki pants or jeans. They can't wear shorts on the trip. There's reasons for that. We actually kind of wanted to do that, but the other school is not. So we're going to go on and do as the group. They've already sent out their information. So khaki pants or jeans. The first day, everybody wears the same thing. So it's not the same color, but you wear your polos with your jeans or your khakis the first day. Uniform stuff. The second day, you wear your purple CAC field trip shirt with your jeans or your khakis. The third day, you wear the Space Camp t-shirt like Miss Cruz has on, and it'll be issued to you by Tuesday night. Parents too. We want parents to wear your t-shirts on Wednesday. You can wear whatever you want to wear to Space Camp, but you can't ride the rides unless you have closed-toe shoes. That's on their signs. So and everybody needs to wear tennis shoes anyway, the students, because of all the walking that we do. They will be worn out. It is a long day. It is, you know. Yes. Well, yes. Space shots like this. You're here and then you're here. And the gravity, I can't think what it's called, but anyway, that one. G-force. G-force. You just, you're from here to there. Okay? So, anything else about clothing that I left off? Oh, a jacket. Now, here's the thing. Remember I told you we leave the pod, as they call it, or the habitat, that's where you stay. You leave there about 7:30 in the morning, or 7:15, go to breakfast. But you don't go back until 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night. We have classes outside sometimes because they have things to see outside. We hope the weather's nice, but we've been there before where we've gone to the gift shop and said, where is the polar fleece? I mean, it's cold sometimes, and it's cool at night. So that's another reason for the jeans, the khakis. We are not, we're out all times. So when they leave the pod in the morning, they need to either tie a little jacket around their waist if they're hot, or put it on and wear it, and put it down in, I'm going to tell you about another little container in a minute. Put it down in this other little container for the day. But at some point, everybody will need a jacket in the evening. They have us sit outside, and it gets really cool. The other little container that we'd like for you to have is one of those string sports backpacks. You know what I'm talking about? The little, they're really lightweight. It's just like a little bag on strings. That works really well for Space Camp because students, this is what you're issued. You're issued a book like this when we come into Space Camp. They'll give you this. They'll give you an armband that tells what group you're in and a pen. And this is your Space Camp Bible because you all have a test on this about a week after we return from Space Camp. During classes, they'll be teaching you about things that are in this book, and you're going to fill out your notebook as they talk. Every teacher doesn't go over every subject, so we'll go over some of that when we return. But if you lose your Space Camp booklet, you're really up a creek. So keep up with this. That's why we want you to have the little sports bag. Put your name on that sports bag. Put your name on this book, and make sure you keep up with it. Parents, I think they give you one too. Everybody gets one. and you get the wristband with what group you're in and all of that, because they count you as part of the group with your child. Okay?